Welcome back to Hoosier Adventures. Today we're in sunny San Diego. We're walking down Broadway here in San Diego, which is one of the main thoroughfares through the city, and we're going to take a right turn up here into the Gaslight district. Going to San Diego was kind of a spur of the moment thing, but I wanted to do a couple videos about some of the interesting things we saw in the city. So the Gaslight district is sort of its equivalent to the French Quarter, I guess you'd say. It's got a lot of bars and restaurants. We're here during the morning hours, so nowhere is open, but we're on our way to the San Diego waterfront. Some of the buildings have really unique and interesting architecture, and there's a lot of what I would call Spanish Mission architectural influences. A building that I didn't get a shot of, which was probably my favorite building in San Diego, was the Santa Fe train station. Looked wow, just kind of like the album cover for Hotel California. This is an interesting building. I don't know what it is. If you know, please put it in the comments. Tell us what it is. Definitely would have kind of liked to have gone back during the night and seen everything fully lit up, but we didn't really have a lot of time, so we just patched through on our way to the waterfront. Up here on the right, you're going to see a Chuck Jones gallery. If anyone's really big into Looney Tunes cartoons, or for this time of year, the original Grinch cartoon, which is a classic, he worked on that. I myself am a big fan of classic Looney Tunes. Previously, I had been to San Diego a few times. One time I actually went with a friend to Comic-Con, and that was in the massive San Diego Convention Center, which you will see down at the end of the street. Also at the foot of the Gaslight District, you'll see different train tracks for San Diego's light rail system. Didn't get a chance to ride it, although I took the bus to the airport. It has an express bus. Really cheap, $2.50, and it took, I want to say, about 15 to 20 minutes, but that's with multiple stops. I was amazed at how close the San Diego International Airport is to downtown. My Uber was really cheap. That's Petco Park there off in the distance. I've always wanted to come to San Diego during baseball season. So we're coming up on the massive San Diego Convention Center. And to give you an idea of scale, the Memorial Convention Center in New Orleans was about 1 kilometer long, and this seems way longer than that. So I have no clue how long this building is, but it's long. Here we are. There's a staircase that goes over the convention center because the convention center lies at the bottom of that street and between that street and the waterfront. So this thing takes up a lot of valuable waterfront real estate. So there's multiple staircases, I believe, that are over it, not just this one. Here you can see the harbor. Really amazing views, great weather. When we were there, it was in the low 70s. That's, midway through December. So, yeah, pretty great. Gotta be honest. Love that warm California sun. We are going to head down and get a closer look at some of these boats in the marina. They range in size from the very small to the humongous. That's a technical term for boats. There you can see the bridge to Coronado. I call it Coronado Island, but it's not technically an island. It's, I believe, what's called an isthmus or something along those lines. If you know, put it in the comments. I'd love to know the technical name for it. Yeah, here you can see some of the smaller boats directly in front of you, and then behind them they kind of get larger and larger. This marina, too, was really cool because you can walk out onto it, and it ends up being like a green space, and people were running their dogs. Here you can see off on the right side, if you rewind the video a little bit, my GoPro's selfie stick, or at least the shadow of it. This is about 8 o'clock in the morning, so because of the time difference, we ended up waking up really, really early. So we figured, hey, why waste this beautiful weather and beautiful day? Let's get out and enjoy it. Across the harbor there is Coronado, and I'm eventually going to have a video where I take the ferry over to Coronado and head to the beach and the Hotel del Coronado and all that. Be on the lookout for new Hoosier Adventures videos every Friday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. This boat over here on the left that you're going to see kind of chugging by is actually a whale watching boat. So they were heading out to, I guess, check out some whales. Pretty cool. Well, maybe they're coming back in. I really don't know. But I would like to do that sometime. I think it would be cool. After spending some time here, we decided to walk up the waterfront towards the USS Midway, which there'll be a future video about as well, so be on the lookout for that. Here I'm doing a 360-degree turn. Beautiful San Diego skyline. Couldn't have asked for a nicer day. And in the foreground, you'll sort of see the grass, and then it goes up to the convention center, and all that in the front is the low-level convention center. Several people were already out fishing today as well. This is farther along the waterfront, so we're heading what I believe would be west, but it sort of makes the kind of like the edge of a square. So many restaurants along there, so many gift shops, that kind of stuff. We ended up stopping and eating at one, which was a Hawaiian restaurant, but I ate pancakes, so I'm not really sure how that fits into the theme, but the restaurant was amazing. All around, if I were to describe San Diego in one sentence or two sentences or a phrase, I would say beautiful scenery. Just beautiful scenery everywhere. Beautiful weather. Here you can see a map. If you want to look at that closer, go ahead and pause the video. Yeah, you can see the shadow of my selfie stick down there on the ground. Overall, this wasn't too far of a walk. I edited a lot of this footage down, but we're walking up to the USS Midway, and I would say from the staircase at the convention center where we went over the top, is probably about a 20-minute walk. But on a day like today, it's amazing. There's people out jogging, lots of tourists. There was some kind of convention in town. I'm not really sure. I wasn't able to piece together what it was for, judging by the people who were there for it, but they all had their lanyards on. Here's the USS Midway. It's really amazing to get to go on the museum ship, and then you'll see all the planes up on the flight deck and stuff like that, and I'll have video of that in the future if you tune back into the next episodes of Hoosier Adventures. Here's a famous statue of a sailor kissing a nurse. I'm not sure if that's based off the iconic Times Square photo or not, but everyone really liked the statue, and I understand why. It's cool, something different. Across the harbor there, you'll see the USS Teddy Roosevelt, which is another active aircraft carrier. For people of me and my generation, we mostly associate Bob Hope with USO shows. I didn't really grow up with his film and television appearances, so for me, he's really associated with this. At this outdoor statue section here, they actually play Bob Hope comedy routines over top of it, which I can't play any for you or I'll get a copyright strike, but enjoy the footage. Like, comment, and subscribe. Got at least 2 more videos of my San Diego trip coming out in the future, and maybe even one more. Maybe I can squeeze one more out of the footage out.